Ladies and gentlemen, Raiders Nation, can you believe it? We're just 5 weeks into the 2025 season, and already the Silver and Black are staring down the barrel of a 1-4 start that feels like a gut punch from one of those old-school Oakland brawls. But hold on, because in the heart of Las Vegas, where the neon lights never dim and the Death Star, our glorious Allegiant Stadium, stands ready to rumble, there's always a spark of rebellion waiting to ignite. Today, we're diving deep into the drama unfolding on the sidelines. Raiders offensive coordinator Chip Kelly firing back at some pointed criticism from none other than head coach Pete Carroll. It's a clash of philosophies that's got the whole AFC West buzzing, and folks, it's exactly the kind of fire this team needs to remember its roots. I'm your host for this Raiders report, and trust me, by the time we're done, you'll be chanting, "Just win, baby!" louder than ever. Let's roll. First off, let's set the scene from that brutal Week 5 meltdown. The Raiders, fresh off a gritty 20-13 road win in Week 1 against the Patriots, where Geno Smith lit up Gillette Stadium for 362 yards and reminded everyone why we traded for him, have hit a wall. Losses to the Chargers, Commanders, Bears, and now a 40-6 thrashing at the hands of the Indianapolis Colts. Ouch. That final score wasn't just a loss, it was a statement from Indy, piling on 34 unanswered points after a competitive start. Geno, our veteran gunslinger who we snagged from Seattle in the offseason, along with a juicy 2-year, $75 million extension, looked mortal under center. He went 25 of 36 for 228 yards, no touchdowns, and 2 picks, adding to a season tally that's got fans wincing. 1,176 yards through the air, just 6 scores, and a league-leading 9 interceptions. 9. That's more picks than a guitar shop in Nashville, and it's turning what should be a redemption arc into a cautionary tale. But here's where the Raiders' rebellious spirit shines through. This isn't some cookie-cutter franchise folding under pressure. We're talking about the team born in the gritty shipyards of Oakland, led by the late, great Al Davis, who once stared down the NFL establishment and said, "The Raiders are the team of the people, the underdogs, the outcasts, the ones who commit to excellence no matter the odds." Remember that motto. It's etched into our DNA. We've got 3 Super Bowl rings from the glory days, 11 in '76 with Ken Stabler slinging it to the Holy Roller, 15 in '80 with Jim Plunkett engineering miracles, and 18 in '83 with Marcus Allen dancing through defenses like Fred Astaire on turf. Those weren't won by playing it safe. They were forged in the fire of rivalries that still burn hot today. Those smug Kansas City Chiefs with their Hollywood quarterback, the Denver Broncos and their altitude-fueled arrogance, and don't get me started on the LA Chargers, our divisional pests who always seem to sneak a win when we least expect it. Now, enter the man at the center of this storm. Chip Kelly, our offensive coordinator who's bringing that blur offense from his Oregon days back to the pros. Chip's no stranger to the spotlight. He torched college football with a spread attack that averaged over 40 points a game, then tried taming the NFL beasts in Philly and San Fran. Sure, those head coaching stints ended rocky, but fast forward to 2024. He schemed Ohio State to a national title, lighting up scoreboards for 35.7 points per game. When Pete Carroll, the 74-year-old wizard we poached from Seattle to right the ship, hand-picked Chip for this gig, it felt like destiny. 2 coaching titans who crossed paths in the Pac-12. Pete building empires at USC, Chip disrupting them at Oregon. But after that Colts debacle, the harmony cracked just a bit. It started Wednesday, when reporters cornered Coach Carroll post-loss. Pete, ever the ground-and-pound guru from his Seahawks days, remember that Legion of Boom era, where Marshawn Lynch's Beastquake earthquaked the playoff field? Didn't mince words. Asked about Geno's struggles, he dropped this gem: "We need to run the football more and call plays to get Smith in the right spots." Oof. To many ears, that sounded like a velvet-gloved jab at Kelly's pass-happy tendencies. Pete's always been about balance, pounding the rock to set up the play-action magic. It's how he built dynasties, from USC's back-to-back national titles in '03 and '04 to Seattle's Super Bowl 48 demolition of the Broncos, 43-8. And with good reason. Look at our shiny new toy, running back Ashton Jeanty, the Boise State phenom we scooped up 6th overall in this year's draft. Kid's a human highlight reel. 4,769 rushing yards and 50 touchdowns in college, including a Heisman runner-up campaign where he trucked defenders like they were traffic cones. In the preseason, he bounced back from a shaky debut with 35 yards and a touchdown against the 49ers, declaring, "I've arrived." Pete sees Jeanty as the hammer to crack open defenses, the kind of back who echoes Marcus Allen's elusiveness or even Bo Jackson's freakish power. Remember Bo's Raiders highlights? He'd lower his shoulder and turn linebackers into yardage. So, naturally, Thursday rolls around, and Chip's got the mic. Does he duck? Nah, Kelly's a fighter, just like the Raiders' legacy he now stewards. That's what our game plan is every game, he fired back, via Pro Football Talk's Michael David Smith. We had 25 rushing attempts last week, real balance in the first half when it was close, 20-3 at that point. But when you're chasing 34 points, you gotta throw. First half, even split. End of the game, 25 rushes, 36 passes. It gets out of hand when the scoreboard tilts. And get this, he even defended Geno. Despite the line, I thought Smith looked really comfortable out there. Comfortable? In a 40-6 beatdown? That's Chip code for trust the process, a nod to his spread concepts where tempo wears down foes like a Vegas all-nighter. Now, let's break this down like we're in the film room at Intermountain Healthcare Performance Center. Because Raiders fans, you deserve the tactical deep dive. Kelly's scheme is all about rhythm. Quick snaps, misdirection, getting receivers like Jacoby Myers or our rookie stud Donald Thornton Jr. in space for yards after catch. It's why Geno torched New England for 362 yards in Week 1, hitting Trey Tucker for a 26-yard score on the opening drive. But when the protection crumbles, Geno's been sacked 15 times already, facing pressure on 42% of dropbacks. Those interceptions pile up like chips at a blackjack table. Compare that to his Seattle days under Pete. In 2022, Geno threw for 4,282 yards, 30 TDs, and just 11 picks, with a run game led by Kenneth Walker III averaging 4.7 yards per carry. Here, Janty's at 4.2 yards per pop through 5 games, solid but not earth-shattering, 18 carries for 76 yards against the Colts, buried under that early deficit. Pete's pushing for more Janty touches, maybe 20 to 25 a game, to chew clock and let Geno operate off bootlegs. It's classic Carroll, control the line of scrimmage, force turnovers. Our defense, led by Max Crosby's 6.5 sacks, has 10 already. But Chip's counter. Without a lead, you're playing catch-up in a phone booth. Expert take from ESPN's Dan Orlovsky. Kelly's right, balance is situational. But if Janty gets 30 touches, Geno's completion percentage jumps to 68% on play action, per next-gen stats. It's marriage, not divorce. And speaking of Geno, let's humanize the man for a second. This guy's journey is pure Raiders. Undrafted out of West Virginia in 2013, bounced around as a backup, then resurrected in Seattle at 31 with a Pro Bowl nod. Now 35, traded to Vegas with that fat extension, he's got the arm talent to thread needles. Remember his 289-yard, 3 TD gem in Week 3 against Washington? But those 9 picks, they're ghosts of pressures past, maybe a tick of rust in Pete's new system. I cornered Geno in a fictional huddle chat. Okay, imagine this. Look, I've been in shootouts before, he'd say, flashing that West Virginia grit. Pete and Chip, they're the best minds I've had. We run when we can, pass when we must. Raiders Nation, stick with us, I'm throwing dimes soon. Fictional? Sure, but it rings true. As for Pete, picture him in the locker room, that infectious energy from his USC days. Boys, we're pounding the rock like it's 13 in Seattle. Janty's our Lynch 2.0. Feed him, protect Geno, and we'll shock the world again. Zoom out for the big picture, because this spat isn't just noise. It's a pivot point for a season teetering on the edge. Historically, 1 to 4 teams make the playoffs just 12% of the time, but Raiders lore defies odds. Think 0-2, down 3-5, Al Davis's crew rallied for 9 straight, snagging a wild card. Or 10, when Jason Campbell and the gang clawed to 8-8 on sheer spite. Statistically, our offense ranks 27th in scoring, 16.6 points per game, dead last in red zone efficiency at 42%. But flip it, defense is top 10 in sacks, and with Janty's vision, he's forced 15 missed tackles already. We could mirror the 76 team's balance, where Stabler's passes complemented Mark Van Egan's 1,000-yard grind. Seasonal impact. The AFC West is a snake pit. Chiefs at 4-1, Broncos 3-2, Chargers 2-3. Lose to Tennessee in Week 6? We're buried. But win out the divisional slate? Playoff berths in play, ending that 22-year drought since our last AFC Championship heartbreaker. Predictions. Bold one, if Pete and Chip sync up, say, 55-45 run-pass split. Geno cuts picks to 5 by mid-season, Janty rushes for 1,200 yards, and we steal 7 to 10 wins, sneaking into the dance as the number 6 seed. Expert voice from NFL Network's Rich Eisen. This duo's like peanut butter and jelly. Carroll smash mouth with Kelly Speed? Raiders could be the AFC sleeper, upsetting Kansas City in a January bloodbath. And ties to now. With Vegas buzzing from the Formula One Grand Prix last month, imagine Janty dodging tacklers like Verstappen weaving through traffic, pure pop culture gold. Or Geno channeling his inner Deadpool, quipping post-pick, missed high, but next one's a laser. Raiders Nation, this friction? It's fuel. From the Black Hole's roar in Oakland to the pyroblasts under the Death Star's dome, we've always thrived on chaos. John Madden called it the commitment to excellence, pushing limits, silencing doubters. So lace up, paint that face silver and black, and tune in Sunday for the Titans clash. Will Janty rumble for 150? Will Geno sling a 300-yard revenge tour? You won't want to miss it. Follow us here on the Raiders Report for daily breakdowns, exclusive interviews, and that unfiltered passion you crave. Just win, baby. Let's turn this ship around. This is your Raiders, signing off. Victory awaits.